All right, Lime Green Nation. It's that time of the bye week, I guess, because now we don't ever do these week to week anymore.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, we have Colin here in the luxurious Lime Green Studios. It's the Limelight, talking about our recent victory.
Yes, great win, great game.
For those who weren't there, final 13-9 over Red, a very, very good team who all showed up like an army. We showed up all straggly and like one guy here, one guy there. We might have a girl. They all showed up together at the exact same time.
That's never going to happen for us. I think that's an advantage for us, though. It's the old, rope-a-dope. I think we fool them into complacency because they see like, oh, they just ragtag bunch.
Yeah, they rolled up with their ball bags like in unison. At least that's how I remember it, or I envisioned it.
There was smoke behind them.
Well, you know what? I could joke and say there was music blaring, but there legitimately was music blaring.
Okay, yeah, there was. They had entrance music.
Yeah,
sort of.
They played classic rock all game, which I loved. I even played a little air guitar. Well, no, bat guitar during one of my ABs. That's before I got hurt or whatever.
We should do that sometime, though. I'll have to remember my radio one of these weeks.
I mean, I've always had like a little boombox and stuff, but if I bring it, I know Jeremy wants me to have entrance music picked out.
Yeah.
But I can't do it because you can't ever keep the CD in order.
Right, because it's always uneven.
Yeah, you would need a girl CD and a guy CD.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jeremy's just going to have to deal with it then. We'll just have music. We just won't have entrance music. That's too much. That's asking way too much of us.
Yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't tape the game, but I've started to fall away from that lately.
Yeah, we got to get back on that.
It's a lot.
It is.
Okay, let's get back to the game before we get into all the...
The wheels are falling off already.
The wheels were never on. Okay.
They were duct taped on.
Yeah. First inning. What do we do? All right, see, we should have done this on Saturday when it was fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
No, I know we played pretty well defensively the whole game.
Yeah. We just didn't get our bats going. It took a while to get the bats going. Defensively, we were pretty good.
Defensively was pretty solid. I mean, I think we gave up a run in the first inning.
That sounds about right.
And
maybe
then,
two.
Maybe two. And there was just a little bit here and there. You know when the bats started getting going, hashtag humble AF. It wasn't until I came up to bat and we had people on first and second, I drove in 2 runs to get us on the board here.
Yeah, I think I did one of those too later in the game.
Yeah.
I want to say 5th inning. 5th or 6th, somewhere. When we had that great, spectacular hitting inning.
Yeah, see, that's where the game was won right there. Was that we had the reverse lime green inning where we just started piling on them. And we just kept hitting it at them, and they couldn't find the damn ball.
Yeah, that one hit up the middle to the pitcher. It was at his feet the entire time. But I've had moments like that. I feel his pain where you're circling around. It's right under you, but you can't see it because you're looking everywhere else.
I want to say that it happened 3 times in the exact same inning. It was a shortstop.
Yeah, at least 2 because the short and pitcher.
Maybe the third base, or something happened to the third baseman, or maybe a ball went by him or something.
I think it went by him.
Oh, yeah. So it went by him. And they just couldn't get it out. Like, we had bases loaded, maybe, I think, 1 out for the longest time.
Yeah.
And the best part about all this...
And I believe we had 2 outs, and I started another little rally there with a single that drove in 2 runs. Humble AF.
The best part about the entire thing is that we legitimately, all 10 of us, thought we were losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had no idea the score until, I think, the end of the game, until the top of the 7th.
Yeah. We knew, I knew for a fact we had 13. Like, I knew. I kept track of that. So I was like, you know what? Let's go see what they have for a score because we know we have 13 and we can just battle from there because now we're hidden. And they go, oh, it's 13-8. And I was offended. I thought that they were saying that we only had 8. I was like, no. No, we have 8. Really?
Yeah, I remember it might have been, it was before we started hitting, so maybe the 4th inning, I want to say. Rachel and Janet and I were talking, and they're like, oh, we're getting crushed, aren't we? I'm like, you know, I have no idea. I don't know what the score is, but I feel like it's close.
Now, to be fair, I was keeping track of the score. I was. And then, like, they hit the 3-run home run, so I'm kind of keeping tabs on my fingers. I'm like, okay, they got 3 this inning. And then they started getting some more hits. And so, like, when you're trying to play,
Yeah, when you have 10 people,
Yeah.
trying to do all that extra stuff.
right?
is
I'm basing the outfield now. I can't see who's scoring, who's not, and then I lose track of what's what. So thank God they actually had someone keeping score.
Yeah,
Now, whether or not they were keeping score correctly is something completely different.
I think they were, because it wasn't like they didn't have an inning like we did. They hit every inning. I feel like they just kind of chipped away the whole time.
Yeah,
So I think the score was fairly accurate.
it very well could have been. It just felt like we had given up a ton of runs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I text Bobby after the game. I was like, dude, I could have sworn they had at least 18. I'm giving them credit for 10 more runs that they didn't have.
I think we had a lot of plays that it was 2 or 3 people on with like 1 out. So it's, they hit a lot. I think that's why it seemed like it was more runs than it was, because we started getting the outs once they almost or did load the bases up. So it seemed like it was a lot more.
You played well.
I did. Thank you. I think that was the best game I've ever played in my lime green career.
We had talked before this, and you said that you committed no errors. And that's true, because technically this is not an error. But why
Are you talking about when I stepped on third and didn't throw it?
why in the blue hell did you not throw out that old lady?
I don't know. I wanted to take the sure play. Plus, Adams is a beat. Well, I can't even use that excuse because I could have thrown it second, too. It would have been harder. Would have been more risk of throwing it away. But I could have.
I don't know how well your vision is, but you got the Luigi death stare in real life from me.
Oh, I know I did. And Adam.
Because we're like, what the hell, man? This lady she hasn't even left home plate yet. You could have easily just walked the ball over.
I could have. I probably could have. I could have pulled a banky and just ran all the way over to first and touched it myself.
Now, obviously, okay, A, we won the game. B, it didn't make a hill of beans a difference.
Right, because the next play, I believe the guy flied out or something.
Yeah. So that's why I'm giving you a hard time. But
I had it all planned. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make any unnecessary risks because I knew the next guy was going to get out.
Yeah, they had a couple big boppers that just one guy did have a home run. He had a 3-run home run.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of people that hit the ball off the fence, but nothing happened because the slower people were on the base at the time. Like, so they hit the ball to the fence, they get a single out of it. I mean, I from experience, I know what that's like.
Well, that and our outfielders were judging it extremely well. A lot of times when you hit a ball over the head like that, they're like halfway in the outfield. They're not near the fence.
Right.
So it's going to take more time. Everybody, I think, judged the ball pretty well. They knew as soon as it came off the bat, they got me. I needed to go as far as I can, as fast as possible to get to this ball. It was an incredible game. It was a great game by everybody.
Jana had a good game because the other team brought it up. So like when the other team brings it up to you, you know that your player had a good game.
No love for the guys, though.
No. Rachel was pretty good at shortstop.
And I know she was hard on herself.
Yeah.
But I mean, half the battle at short, honestly, is stopping the ball.
Yeah.
And she stopped it.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
really got by her. She couldn't make the throw, and she bobbled it. But I mean, it's a single.
Right.
So what?
You had Jen, Adam's sister, filling in at second base, and man, she had a phenomenal backhanded grab that even a couple days later, I still don't know how the hell she did it.
Right. She gave me a death stare too on that play we were talking about previously. By the
Luigi
way,
death stare.
I believe she actually said, "What the hell?"
I think even the other team gave you a Luigi death stare.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
Now,
If I could have stared at myself, I'd have given myself that stare. I should have busted out the camera and took a selfie real quick just to see the look on my face.
Allison, I feel bad for defensively, only because I know she can play, but I feel, and I know, I've talked to other people like Bobby and stuff too, we feel better if we have a Janet, Allison, corner outfield situation going on. So, like, Allison's there in case of an emergency,
Right.
and we know we're okay.
Right.
We're like, before right field is hard. You put somebody out there.
It is. And in a co-ed league, a lot of times people will pick on the right fielder.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that's where, and I'm not talking about you, Allison, but there's a lot of times a team will put one of their less skilled players out there because people, unless there's a lot of lefties, it's not a lot of action in right.
But now we're covered.
Yeah.
Also, Allison's very tiny. So they're going to try and pick on that poor girl.
Right.
And if they do, they're screwed.
And I think that's, it's one of the more important positions that people don't give it credit for, because people know I probably got a shot going at second. I'm going to try to pull this ball as much as I can. And that's where it's nice to have somebody with some talent out there to surprise them and give them the old Matumbo, not today.
Not today. No. Not in my house. You brought a guy named Mike?
Yeah. I played with Mike for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years out in Howard County. Was on a couple different teams with him. And he hadn't played in 4 years.
Well,
he was on a side job when I texted him.
right.
Apparently, he said something went wrong. He looked at his phone, got my text, hey, you want to come play ball? He left. When he got to the field, he had wire nuts still in his shorts pocket
Wow.
that he pulled out and put it on the bench. I'm like, that's something.
I mean, I know for a fact he had a catch out in the outfield. He hit the ball.
He was stroking the ball. He had a few hits.
Yeah. So it was it's good. It didn't cost us the game.
Right.
That's all you can hope for when you get a sub.
And it was, if I hadn't played in 4 years, I don't think I would have looked that good, like, at all.
Right.
I would have probably like flied out every time. It wouldn't have been good.
Adam's pitching was off the hook.
Adam was dealing.
Yeah.
It's good, like, slow pitch softball, pitching it is what it is. But when you can throw a pitch and the batter is genuinely fooled, like, that's when you know you were on. Because it's hard to do that in slow pitch, because, you see it coming.
Yeah. He was fooling people. He didn't walk a single batter of either sex. And he purposely would pitch certain pitches to certain people, like they're big boppers,
Right.
to fly out or whatever.
Like a couple of guys, he said, were pulling to right, going oppo on him.
Right.
So he was like, I'm going to pitch him outside this time.
Yeah.
Or no, inside, excuse me. So he was on his game.
He definitely had a phenomenal game.
Incredible.
You know who played really well?
Who's that?
Me.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
You did. You saved me on that Manny stop and throw from my knees that I had over there.
I'm over here brushing my hair like the princess that I am.
You had some nice picks, some nice digs out there.
Oh well, thank you,
You played
Colin.
well.
It's so nice
You
of you
played very well.
So nice of you to say that. Because
Oh gosh,
I'm
here we go.
humble AF, and yeah, I did miss one after I got super cocky because I was starting to feel like after like 3 or 4 of the Kevin-esque plays, I was starting to like, man, this guy is an a-hole because he's getting super cocky over there. But to be fair to me, the ball that I did miss was after I had injured my my Achilles area. So like when I planted my foot, the pain made me open up my glove and it hit the palm of my hand or whatever.
That's what happened there.
That's exactly what
That's
happened.
what happened.
That's exactly what happened. And then after that, Stella got her groove back. I was back in it again. I was like, nope, humble AF.
That's going to be one of the greatest quotes from this podcast ever.
Because I have no shame. I have no shame.
He literally is like brushing his hair back.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You can't see it. He's not just doing it for effect. He is actually.
I have so much hair. It's ridiculous now.
It really is.
It's heinous. So, not only were we impressed with ourselves, a fine gentleman whose name I did not catch was also impressed with us. I stopped to record, I pulled up my phone to record some post-game comments. He joined in the conversation. Let's get to that conversation now. All right, we're here at Field 1. We just beat the red team, a very, very good red team. We just beat them 13-9.
That's right.
Is it really?
It's not. We lost to Brown.
Oh, they're a good team too, though. We lose to the really bad teams, yeah.
And we can never figure it out.
Yeah.
See, it'll come to like that one magic inning, something happens. And that Brown came back. I think it got us by 1 point.
Wow.
But, oh yeah, you guys did good, man.
Yeah, you know what though? It was a fun game. It was a good, competitive game. I like that instead of crying and complaining that some teams do.
Nice, fun game.
Yeah.
The music was.
The music was great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, music that feeling you had, she's good, man. And you too, shortstop. You had a couple. If you bounce in and come back out, you can't help that. That was playing good spot right there. I can't give the guys credit because girls make the team.
Yeah.
Co-ed. So I can't get
They really do.
You know what I mean? Even though they know they did good, but
Yeah.
here, got good girls in this team.
You guys have a phenomenal team too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're what,
you're an outfielder.
center
Yeah, Jesus.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
I
Coral's
was
really
mad.
good. She
Every
plays
time
good
she
in
caught my
college.
ball, I was
Yeah.
so pissed.
Yeah, she's got. Usually she'll play on third.
Right.
She's got a gun.
Because like first impressions are important. Because she walked by us and said, "Oh, my shorts are on inside out." You're like, "Oh, okay, maybe she's one of those kind of girls that are a little
Right,
flimsy."
right,
But she was definitely
Oh, yeah, she-
That
solid.
was a setup.
And
Yeah.
she's got her sister Taylor's usually here. She's got you up here. So we missed a few key girls. They're like her first baseman. No, Allison wasn't here. So, but yeah, maybe no.
Allison, she's like thin and she has a
Yeah,
tattoo, right?
yeah.
She's played a lot for
Yeah,
us.
school teacher.
Yeah, she played for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we brought her in here and then she joined your guys' team.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah, what is that?
But it's tough because a lot of
because
times.
she knew AJ. She knew AJ.
Well, see, a lot of times because when school comes back in, then she has to go. So
Yeah.
A lot of times we would get into the tournaments and playoffs, and then there go the college girls. They're going back, and then the school teachers are going. So
Well-
we're down, like I said, co-ed. The women make the team.
She played with us. It was just 1 year, and then we didn't see her the next year, and then she came back, and then she had the tattoo. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
And we played like half the game. I'm like, because she never said hi or anything like that, because she was with you guys. And I was like, wait, aren't you Allison that was on our team 2 years ago? She's yeah, that's me. You could have said hi or nothing, you know.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
She's usually pretty nice.
But then I think like something happened with your team last year, like where it kind of fell apart at the beginning because she asked if she could come back to play with us.
Oh, really?
Or something like I don't remember how it was. I remember like it was something where
Oh no, that's when I think that's when Art's wife had the
Yes,
cancer.
you're right.
And it wasn't. We weren't sure we were going to all get together. So Rob said, "Well, I'll take it over."
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, because we were basically, we were all going to split up basically, because she was Art and his wife basically handled the team, and then she had cancer, came back, and everything. And she's passed since then. But
Right.
Art wasn't here too. But we missed some decent key ball players, but nothing that would have cost us.
Oh, yeah, we
you guys hit that inning. That was simple as that.
We definitely had some key players that we were missing too. Like
And it was
our
just
dudes.
weird because Mikey's a really good shortstop and Jim's a good third baseman. Then you had the one at pitcher, he missed it. Another bases loaded. Then you hit one to short. There's bases loaded again. Then the third got past it.
Why even have
Yeah.
these bats?
I know.
We should play a game where everyone's got to use
That
this
Easton
thing.
though was a good bat. I'll tell you, that one right there is the major one at Easton.
Yeah.
Use that one. That's the one.
That green.
Yeah.
I
I was
got the
gonna say
other
the
one.
blue one.
The
had,
other
like,
ones, I
crazy
mean, you might just
vibration.
throw them
Oh, I should try the other one.
again,
This one?
Yeah, I think that's just like
It's
my
like a
old
kid's
one.
bat.
yeah, it's a little.
That looks like
just use
a,
that
You're
one.
gonna get nowhere
Is
with
that it? I
it.
think
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
It's a fast pitch.
Yeah, I just used the green, the lime green
exactly.
one.
That's
Yeah.
why I am used to that.
Oh no.
Yeah, official softball
Yeah, whatever
for
works.
midgets.
Yeah, she played a good shortstop. That was
This is
good.
definitely a
Good
kid's
for you.
bat.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
that.
you guys did good. How's your ankle, right?
Awful. Oh god, yeah. No,
He did too. I think
like
he went out.
yeah. No, I have a lot of leg issues, like a lot of injuries that I never heal up or whatever. And then I was at to dinner with a girl who was playing catcher. After because we got rained out last Friday, so we went over to Glory Days. And I don't know if you've ever been up there, but they had these little steps. Yeah.
Yes.
And my leg collapsed on this because it was just kind of gave out on me, and I fell and I hit my back on the brick facade of there, and I twisted this ankle and kind of hurt this knee. So I guess in running, trying to compensate for the pain there, I was running from there. Just this Achilles area or whatever just tightened up. It doesn't feel torn. I can definitely walk on it. It's just that.
That would piss me off, not even to get into the bar yet to drink anything. I then fell back. No, man, that's terrible there, man. Good. I mean, at least you didn't hurt yourself more than you already are.
Yeah, I thank you. I'm always
Yeah.
a chronic thing.
Every time I play.
Yeah, yeah. If I don't go home hurt, I'm not happy.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why we always ask him runner.
Well, that's the thing too.
Even if he says he's fine. Are you sure?
When I would swing, that's where I would yell, "Damn it!" Because it's the rotation. You put the rotation on the ankle, and that's where it's like, "Oh, damn it!" So like when you're running straight, it's not too bad. Because you're
Twisting.
yeah, it's just the rotation of the swing and of the bat.
Yeah, you had a good shot out there. That was a good shot.
I guess it's all arm.
Yeah.
We were playing Navy one time, and I just wasn't feeling it. I just one arm balls to the fence because that's what I would do. I just one arm balls to the fence and then just kind of walk to first base. And so I did it twice, and I've known them a long time. And their pitcher Mike was like, "Daddy, I can't believe you're just hitting the fence." I'm like, "All right, Mike. You know what?
Mike Gardner.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna hit the stand this time." And on my third at bat, man, I got a hold of it. This was a glorious home run. This was happening, except they went about 6 inches foul.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, so mad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're like, you get that team, it's like drama.
I think it's learned its lesson.
Oh no,
It's scary.
they're cool with me because I grew up playing soccer and baseball with them. But we beat them 2 weeks ago too.
Did you?
Yeah, we beat them
I don't think we've had them yet.
24-21.
Oh, yeah, that was a big.
That was-
That was
the one that bro was like, it's 30.
yeah.
Shut up.
Well, we scored 45 runs total that game, so the game got really dark and really late.
It was getting ready to storm,
was-
too.
it was-
So you had
And,
the dark clouds
right.
rolling in.
I couldn't see
And our
It
argumentative
felt like we
player,
played for 2 hours.
yeah,
It was so long.
our argumentative
Oh,
player
God.
It's gone.
had to, he hadn't been in an argument yet, so I feel like he felt like he had to get in an argument. He's like, "This is our 8th
Yeah,
inning."
now.
It's like, Brent, it's not the 8th inning. We haven't been tied at
We
any
all bet
point.
it like 4 times because it's 24-21.
Yeah, but he started arguing with us. Like, look, you can start a fight with whatever team you want to, just not this team. I've known them too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did get that win over them. That felt really good.
Yeah, that's good. We always like beating them too. 'Cause Mike,
I like beating the black team.
Well, there's no longer a black team, so.
I know they got a lippy,
Oh.
little lippy. They actually knocked us out of it, I think, last year, the year before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We-
same thing. All our girls went. And we didn't have, it was like. And I don't like calling other people up. You play with your team, lose your team.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
We walked off.
Black did that. They called up these other people from other teams and all that. Hey man, come on. So they had this girl from that team, that girl from this team. This wasn't their real team.
Right.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, well, I feel like if you need that many players, then you should forfeit. Like we needed the one guy, yeah. But if you need like 4 or 5, 6 different players,
And one is
Then-
one thing.
Right.
but forfeit.
Yeah.
No,
No, I don't mind. If you guys were short, I would come in and play
Right.
something like that. That's a different story. But man, you get into tournaments and
Oh, especially in the tournament, it's not allowed.
it's not.
Right, that's a rule.
And they were basically saying, all right, well, where's the roster at? Did you sign them on? And, we signed them up, but they just couldn't make it every game and all this. And, well, where's the list at? So we were going, all right, let's just play.
We had one team in my other league. They had like 2 because we played double headers. They had 2 squads pretty much. Halfway through the first game, you see this other team with the same jersey just like gathering on the hill. What's this? And like that one whole team went out, and the other team came in.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
No,
It's like, oh, really? Come on.
we had a game against Black where we were put up on field 3, and they burned both their home runs in the first inning. So they were already pissed because they fight amongst themselves anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, Jeff and Lippy and all them. Yeah,
right, so they were just mad already, and we were up a good amount in the 7th inning, or sorry, 6th inning, and they're like, everybody just walk, don't even swing. And it was hot as hell. I had to get back to work after that game, I'm like, I'm not having it. But sure enough, even if it's close, like kind of unwritten rule, you still swing and try to get a hit. They were walking, taking their walks. So they tied the game up. So we came off the bat and we tried to get our hits. Nothing happened. But you figure, okay, they tie the game, it's going to be okay. They're not going to walk anymore. Well, no, they still walked, and I was like, you know what? It's hot. I'm tired. I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Let's just go. We all felt like just leave it too.
That's
We can't play.
That's what I mean. When you get some of the guys up there,
No. This is a couple years ago.
You get some of these big superstar guys. They'll come up and take a walk, so you can get on
Like
second base.
this guy right here. He's definitely a big superstar. You just happen to be
And
here.
the ball is like
I just happen to be
way
here.
up
Yeah.
here or like way short.
Yeah.
You get 7 pitches, at least hit the ball or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
you guys
great.
got another game?
No, we're good. We're just kind of lollygagging.
Who's on this field then?
Looks like Royal Blue. Looks
You
like.
guys are on.
Yeah, we are.
Who do you play?
I think pink.
Is it okay?
Oh yeah, their shirts. They're great.
And Tommy's,
Yeah, I heard him saying they had.
Good luck.
Tommy's
Good
umping.
game, guys. Thanks.
He's umpiring where you guys are playing.
I think he's trying to finish up.
Okay. He's umpiring now.
section
Now.
4, yeah.
All right. Well, before I go, let me get these post game comments. Rachel, we won the game. How do you feel?
I feel very good.
Jen? Exactly. Colin?
I feel great. It was a great game, close, batted 1,000. I can't complain.
Spanky?
That was fun. A lot of action out there in left center. I should try that more often.
Glad you came back a day early from your Eclipse vacation.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Adam, phenomenal pitching.
Pitched well. Didn't quite get the no-hitter I wanted, but,
Just missed it.
just missed it.
That Manny-esque throw and stop
Got
and
the
throw
no
from the
walks,
knees
though.
over there was pretty nice too, if I don't say so myself.
All right, this has been me from the field back to the jabroni at the desk.
Humble AF.
Humble AF. I don't know why that guy who interviews people at the end of the game always insults the guy at the desk, but he does. Colin, you're gonna like this, being an old radio guy.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you listen to the beginning of the show, and I assure you no one else has, because no one listens to this crap.
We have a few.
The only person I didn't mention who played was Amanda.
Yeah.
Now, separate. I'm really impressed with the way Amanda's coming on, hitting the ball lately.
Oh,
She
absolutely.
is killing the ball. And she also, I can distinctly remember her driving in 2 runs. She had 2 RBI for sure on 1 hit. Man, she hit a rocket, and she ended the game.
Yeah, that play was incredible.
And I think it was either that inning or the inning prior, someone had hit a ball right back to her or something, and she didn't catch it. But we explained to her that there would have been an out anyway because it wasn't above her head.
Right.
And then sure enough, the last play of the game was a pop-up overhead. Not just like a little bloop. It was something that
That
came
was a shot.
Yeah, something that came straight back. She put her glove up, caught the ball. Now, Colin, this is what in the business we call a segue.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
For educating.
Because I have an interview with Amanda that we recorded last weekend at Glory Days after we got rained out. So let's get to that now.
Exciting story.
All right, we're here live podcasting with Amanda and Tim at Glory Days Restaurant. So if you hear the background noise, we're about to find out how Amanda met Bobby and Brent.
So, my friend Deanna was dating their friend Zach. They're no longer together, so I met them at house parties all the time. And Bobby was cool, and at first I judged Joella. No offense, Joella. But we had Papa John's, and all you would only eat breadsticks. And I thought, why doesn't she eat pizza? But I love their breadsticks, can't complain.
Oh yeah, they're off the hook.
And Bobby's hairstyle is always different. I really enjoy that. And Brent came around, and Brent was just always crazy. And yeah, Brent's still crazy, but gotta love him.
And ugly as shit.
And Brent is actually living with my friend Deanna now, so I know lots of secrets. Just kidding, I don't.
Oh, that's a show exclusive, I guess.
Yeah.
So I asked you all a minute ago
Ridiculous.
before I hit record, but you're enjoying playing with Lions
Yes,
Green,
I'm loving it.
and we enjoy having you on the teams.
Thank you.
What do you like? What is it you like about us?
I like it's like family. You guys always have stories. I like your social media going on.
We try to have fun and not take it too serious.
And I like that you do stuff outside of the games, like going to batting cages and coming to dinner.
Right.
Oreo games.
Try to have a fantasy football league.
Yeah. Because I'm not originally from here, so it's nice to meet new people.
And you know that's good to hear that, because like same with like Rachel didn't come, she was supposed to come, but she's not from here either.
Yeah.
I'd like to have involve people.
You want to put like the rest of our food in now? You want to wait until after our appetizers come out?
I'm gonna wait and eat what I got with them for a little bit because I have a wife coming.
Someone else coming?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll order.
You want to do that?
This will all be on the thing.
Yeah, cut this out.
No.
I'm a photogenic brewer.
I'm just gonna can I get 12 wings?
Bone in or boneless?
Bone in, glory.
Bone in glory, ranch or blue cheese?
Neither. And I'm on a separate check.
Anybody else doing anything right now?
I'm waiting.
He's good, but I'll have another Coke, please.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. I know.
You don't like Coke, you
he's
just
bringing
like the
more.
way it smells.
And I miss sports. I just miss playing. So
And you should have enjoyed dodgeball.
Oh yeah, you missed our dodgeball league.
That's how we met Brett and Bobby.
Brett,
They were the assholes.
Brett and Bobby were friends with my brother-in-law AJ through their fraternity. But by sheer coincidence, I started playing dodgeball at bases through another guy on our team, Bear.
didn't you tell me once that didn't Brent hit your wife when she was pregnant? Or?
No, she wasn't pregnant yet.
Oh.
We were trying to have kids, and I was flat. I was like, stop hitting her in the uterus. So,
Brent even had that wind up playing dodgeball.
yeah. So, no, we're sharing. So, yeah, I hated Brett. Well, we all did.
Yeah, we all hated
We
Brent.
all hated Brett.
And Bear.
Well, that's a different story.
Let's give it. Have you met Bear?
No, Bear, he hasn't come in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was a lot of teams in that dodgeball league, but it was always down to Quack Attack versus Optimus Line, because Mr. Bob wanted names.
Quack Attack, that's a good name.
Yeah, he wanted names, not like colors, so we were Optimus Line. And it was always the two of us in the finals, mainly because of him and my brother. And they beat us the first time. They beat us the second time. Time number 3, they renamed their team Empire. Some crap like that, like where they were like, very cocky. And Optimus Line pulled off the victory 2010 winter season dodgeball champions. And I still rub it in Bobby's face that we beat him at that.
Oh, so you weren't on the same team as well?
No.
They were the black team. We were lime green.
Yeah, Bobby and Brent were on the team with their friend Zach.
Matt was on the team.
Matt who?
Bobby's brother.
Oh yeah. You're
Helen.
Right. Helen and
Ryan Sizemore.
Was it? Is that who?
Ryan Sizemore.
I keep saying it was Zach, but no, I think you're right.
Ryan Sizemore and the really cute girl, little girl.
Oh yeah, not Sarah. Was it? No, it wasn't.
She's
Sarah.
married now to some sailor.
I don't know, but anyway, they were good, and they kept beating us. But we finally beat them one time, and then after that, we needed something like. My uncle.
Where did you guys play in like a high school gym or something?
No,
at Bases, at Bobby's dad's batting cage.
Bobby's dad has a batting cage?
Yeah, an indoor batting cage, but they don't have softball. Like,
I didn't know that.
And,
They don't have softball.
Well, they have softballs, but you have to throw it. So like you got to put the little net up or whatever.
They don't have the machine for the slow.
Yeah. So that's why we go to the cage. But so after like that particular year, my cousin Joshua and all that, they all played on my softball team and dodgeball team. But then they started like being less dependable, and so AJ would call up Bobby and Brent to come play, and that's how they finally like joined forces. Quack Attack and Optimus Slime joined forces.
Are they big Mighty Ducks fans? So
Bobby is. Bobby likes Mighty Ducks. I don't know.
So do I. That's all I think when you say Quack Attack.
So, but the joke's on them because we're not playing on Quack Attack, we're playing on Optimus Slime or Lime Green. So they bowed down to me. And if you look on the Lime Green Facebook page, I even have like a cover photo for 1 year was like the logo with a little star above it because in soccer they put championship stars.
Yeah.
So I put a little star over the LG logo just for Bobby and Brent to let them know. Hey, don't forget, fools, we beat you at dodgeball once.
We won when I played kickball, we won 2 championships and we got trophies. We still have them. I think they're in the basement.
So,
for a while they were displayed by the TV.
So it's just a small world. Because like I said, it was just funny because I started playing there independently, but my brother-in-law knew them from college, and now we're all friends, and Brent too. There's friends and Brent.
Brent comes to our cookouts all the time, and we always get fireworks for 4th of July and stuff. We go up to PA and.
I've seen his pictures like where he's standing in
with a BB gun in the fire, running through them. It's once the kids leave, the party gets crazy.
It's pretty Brennan, I guess.
You know, I was surprised about Brent. He's really good with kids. Like,
really?
Yeah, there's always a ton of kids at our parties. And
Kim.
I guess.
Yes.
Hot plate's a little.
Okay, hang on, kids, because the plate's a little hot. All right, just hang on. Tim? Oh, that's...
Crab dip?
Yeah.
Extra crabby. Maybe a Krabby Patty. Hot.
It is hot.
Any more dressing?
I think we're okay for right now.
All right, enjoy.
I will give Brent this. Yes, whenever my kids are around, he is really good with the kids. I can see that. So Brent, we'll give you that one.
My kids have never been around.
Hot. So hot.
So have you seen that new thing in Niagara Falls, the Mario Kart?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen pictures of it. I haven't seen
Trying to talk our youth group into going up there.
My dog is named after Princess Peach from Mario Kart.
Olivia, look.
Oh, the Hellcats game the other night.
That's
It was
cheese
a Mario
and
Kart.
bacon.
It was a Mario Kart
Bacon.
special.
And French fries. Give it a try.
Wait, so what about Mario Kart in Niagara Falls? That's a place on my bucket list I want to go.
In
Try this.
in New York, in Niagara Falls,
Guys,
they made
try it.
Mario Kart course to take go-karts.
That's pretty awesome. I saw something on Facebook that like somewhere in Korea they did that, and people got dressed up as the characters in their cars, but then they got sued because they didn't do any of the copyright stuff.
All right, before I wrap this up so we can keep eating, this is the most unprofessional show in the history of shows, so I'm just recording. And
I've never listened to one.
I used to watch them all.
I don't listen to them either. That's not true. I had to know if I had to.
I did listen to a small bit of this last week's.
Right.
I was like skimming through to see if my awesome hit was mentioned at all.
Was it?
I don't know.
I watched my awesome home run. I didn't go back and watch it.
I mentioned that everyone got hits and everyone was hitting the ball because that was true. No. Okay. So I started doing this with Jeremy.
Congrats on the
The
engagement.
year after I left.
No. This is like our podcast or whatever.
I know, you started doing
All this after you left.
I left.
Yes. I just get back to move, so I can start
You
doing
should listen to it on
fun stuff.
your long drive home. Listen to it.
Yeah. So
They got Saturday Night Lime, the Lime Pod, and Limelight. We started going to Camden Yards, doing all the cool shit as soon as I leave.
That was my favorite thing, going to Camden Yards last year.
well, okay. Well, I'll put that's what I'm saying, but I'll say this: we are trying to do that in October
Oh, cool.
because I knew that.
Hopefully it will be playoffs.
No, not, well, hopefully not. I mean, hopefully yes. in a perfect world. But I'm saying, like, when we go, it has to be during the All-Star break because there's no one there. And it's super hot. I already couldn't get enough people to go as it was past
It
couple
was
years.
so hot when we went last year. We were all sweating.
But, like, now we have these new uniforms. We have new players. So I kind of want to do it, like, get a good picture. But I was like, well, let's do it in October where it's not as hot. I'm sorry. But it's going to depend on if they make the playoffs or not. Like last year, I wanted to do it in October, but they were tearing the field up. As soon as the season was over, they were tearing the grass up and changing it.
Again?
No, last season.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we didn't go in October last season. So I forgot what I was saying before that. Oh no, okay. So Jeremy would come up to the store all the time, and he and I would just talk for like 2 hours about the exact same thing we talked about last week. No, about lime green, about like who should play where, his favorite word, technique, and I know he listens to this, so I know he wants people to do certain things certain ways. Like we're talking the same thing, and we know it. We know we're talking the same thing. So finally, one day I was like, you know what? Let's just lay it down and just put it.
Does Jeremy play anymore?
Yeah, but he's gotten engaged. He went on vacation with his fiance last week, and
He's got that ball and chain
I
now.
wanted to talk to Jeremy about his blue Donald Trump.
today he had to work 12 hours, and then next game he didn't realize we were playing on Saturday, and is going to the Ravens preseason game because he bought tickets for that. So, all right.
So God, last year he didn't miss any, did he?
So then, I mean, I'll be the only person with perfect attendance this year.
I was hoping little Abubu would be here.
I would have been, but I was in the hospital that one
That
day.
is true.
What happened to little Abubu?
College.
Little terrorist.
Him and our old camera guy Omar, his little kid that I know. He's a young man now.
We've been beefing through Facebook.
Yeah, because Tim is a super one-way conservative, and he's a super liberal, so they always argue or whatever. It's all good fun because they're friends. But so, all right, I'm going to end this thing on this part of the show on this. Thank you, Amanda, for joining in.
Of course.
Tim, who cares?
Good job, homie.
Yeah. All right, back to the jabroni in the studio. Well, wasn't that interesting? We learned a lot about Amanda there.
That was fantastic.
You didn't hear it. I just called you out.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Trying to be a team player here.
I know. I set you up for that. I
Yes,
told you.
you did. You told me exactly what to say.
Yeah. That's the kind of show I run here. All right. Before we get out of here, what do you want to...
I was trying to think of anything we missed. And I remembered after the game, I hadn't thrown to Jen all game. There was probably, 3-4 times I probably could have had a play over at second. But I didn't throw until I think it was the last inning. Perfect ball, right to her. Just held her arm out. I don't even think she really had to move the glove.
Yeah.
Ball hits, and then hits the ground.
Right.
And I remember she said, "I was so pissed at you. I wanted to kill you for not throwing to me all game, and then you finally give me a meatball, and I drop it." And I think that was really the only bad part of the game that I remember.
No.
Is that one play?
Wasn't there a play where...
Oh, and Banky's incredible throw to third.
Oh yeah,
with the force out.
yeah.
We didn't talk about that, but that was incredible.
Yeah, how did I leave out Matt Banky? God damn it.
I have no idea because he was commander out there.
Well, he doesn't listen to this anyway, so I won't feel so bad because he's not gonna hear this.
He was patrolling out there.
Yeah, but yeah, Matt Banky definitely. Yeah, well, no, I did talk about the outfielders a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, Matt
Just not
Banky
specifically.
is obviously super underappreciated because he was holding it down out there, commanding the outfield.
He always has that surprising hustle. I always forget, like, he's that quick.
Well,
He's got deceptive speed.
You know, the thing is, too, is that he's cracking me up because he was pissing the other team off so bad because if there was a ball hit to the outfield,
the run in.
he would run it in.
He did a sandlot.
Yeah, and they were getting mad, like, why would this guy just throw it in? He was just being
Right.
sure
Well,
that
I think mad would be a strong word. I think they were kind of getting annoyed.
okay,
I don't think they were quite to the point of, like, this effing guy pissing me off. But they were like, why is he doing this? This is weird.
I mean, if they'd only seen AJ would catch the ball from the pitcher's mound and run over to first base.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him throwing to first, but a handful of times.
Because he had no confidence that he could throw the ball over there. I'm like, AJ, you're one of the best athletes I've ever met in my life. You could definitely throw the ball from pitcher's mound to first base.
Right.
And he would just run the ball over there. So yeah, that's all he was doing was just, being sure that the ball was getting in calling time, so there was no advancement.
Right.
Especially because there was one of them where you were running towards the ball and he was coming in, and he ran so fast that he was almost covering third base. To make sure that
was the one that dropped in no man's land, I think.
Yeah, there's so many no man's land type plays.
But that throw, it wasn't like from a shallow outfield.
No, yeah.
I feel like he might have been close to the freaking fence.
Oh yeah, it was a cannon.
And I mean, all I had to do was lift my arm up. No, I didn't have to dig it. There was no bounce. It was just, bam, in the glove.
And just to be sure, you still tagged the person out.
Absolutely. I know I make some mental errors, especially that game was really fast paced. I remember being a lot more worn out by this game than I usually am because
we've also batted a lot too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was so quick though. There weren't those innings like where everybody was scoring a bunch of runs. It was score 2 runs, they score a run, and so it was like you got done, you got back to the bench, and then by the time you got back to the bench, inning was over. Time to go play defense.
Just in case Brett listens to this, how many times did you bet?
I was 5. I was 5 for 5.
You batted 5 times, and when they scored 13 runs. So that's a lot of at bats. And we scored 24 runs that one game. He swears he only batted 4 times.
Right.
There's no way in hell.
No.
So yeah, even I know, me batting last, I think I went 4 for 4 myself.
Right.
So
and that last inning was like the majority of the game. Every other inning was like
it was all quick. It was quick,
maybe.
Yeah. We scored the majority of our runs in that inning where they just kept committing errors like crazy.
So I think your math is a little bit off there, buddy.
I want him to just call me and say, "No, I swear to God, we played 8 innings that game. I only batted 4 times."
Just 5 for 5. Just wanted to make sure that came through
5 for
clear
5,
too.
13 runs.
Humble AF. I got to keep up with this guy over here. Somebody's got to keep his humbleness in check. So.
Oh, there's no way. have you seen the size of my head?
Yes.
Like, okay, the literal size of my head, but then the figurative size of my head is insane. That there's no hat big enough for that.
No, there isn't.
No, once I get rolling, man. And again, playing first base the other day, I was feeling it.
Yeah, you were fire.
You can't see this on the audio, but Tim and I used to have this symbol, or not a symbol, like this thing we used to do when we go bowling. You throw the ball and you're gonna get a strike.
Mm-hmm.
You just walk off and put your hand up to your like this. Go feel it. And just walk. I don't know what the hell it even means anymore. It had a meaning at the time, but you just walk out and just go, and just turn around.
Yeah, but it still feels good to do it.
We may have had some audio difficulties here because of someone calling my phone. Whatever. Screw it. Anyway, this weekend. Oh, you too.
Yeah.
This weekend, there's no game. It's Labor Day weekend.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you guys. I was telling Colin off air that even if we had a game, I might not play. So this is a good weekend for me to continue on my streak in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Kevin needs a break. He's dusting off the retirement chair.
God bless
just
me.
for a week to see what it might feel like.
Yeah. I'm just so injured. I get hurt all the time, and then to compensate for that injury, I'm doing something else, and I injured the other leg or whatever the hell it is.
That was a scary game though. Adam went down for a second.
Oh
you
yeah,
went down for a
tell,
second.
Tell me about that because I may have missed it. Was the girl's foot who was playing first base was her foot like on the bag or something? Because Matt was mad.
Yeah, not on that play, but and this is why other leagues have double bags. I think maybe that should be a rule we try to bring up next year to see if they can get double safety bags because it's to prevent the very sort of thing that happened. Not in Adam's case. I think he was trying to stretch.
Okay.
And he misjudged, and his foot came half on the base and half on the ground. So it kind of just. I think his ankle wobbled a little bit and kind of just gave out on him.
I know.
But the one, I can't remember who it was, but I remember looking over, and that girl, her foot was on the far end of the bag.
Oh.
So she was completely, on the outside, the outside edge of the bag. And, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Somebody can really get hurt doing that.
They can. And, I mean, me, it's always back to me. Who's played first base his entire life? I mean, I get the double bag thing. I understand it. I don't see the need for it if you're a trained professional like me.
But not everybody,
right,
is that good, Kevin.
Right. But I mean, I know where the back. You have to use your ankle, the back of your heel. I should say. You have to use the back of your heel.
Right.
And just prop it up against the side of the bag.
Well, when I play first, I think, I'm not as good as you.
No one is.
No one is. But I think I'm a pretty close second when I have to go over there. This is why I won the Richard Sherman Award.
Yes, I remember.
A season or two ago. Best corner man in the game. I hold down the corners. I'm the best corner man.
No doubt.
But the same thing when I play, you put the bottom of your foot against, you don't even put it on top of the bag, you put it against the edge of the bag.
Yep.
And then you make your stretch. So you shouldn't even be on top of the bag at all.
No, because also, if your foot is tilted up because you have your heel on the bag, that's going to affect you moving around too. If your foot is planted in the dirt or ground or whatever, but it's up against the bag, that's where you can really do all this bull crap that I always do.
Right. It's a good pivot point.
Yeah.
And you're not in anybody's way.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to stay on the bag that way.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Amanda playing first base for a little while there, and I think we had Rachel playing too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying everybody so we can get someone so I don't have to do it all the time.
Right.
I mean, I want to do it, but we need people to play.
And I could, but I'm just so damn good over there at third that,
yeah.
I
wouldn't want to take
that'd be a huge hole.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. But I have to. You can't just teach someone how to do that during the season. Like that's what practice is for.
Right.
We don't have people that come to practice. So I'd love to teach that or show people how to do that properly. But you just can't do it because their natural instinct, especially like if the ball's coming in real fast, is like Janet will do it too because we had a problem a couple years ago. She'll take a step back to try to catch it, and that's where the problem is too. You should be leaning forward to get the ball faster, but they always take a step back, and then their foot is now on the bag, and there's problems and stuff like that too.
Yeah, play in the corners because you not only have to field the ball, but and you have to do it at second too, but not as much because shortstop and second switch off.
Mm-hmm.
First or third, if it's a ball to you, generally you got to get there, or not even to you, but if it's hit anywhere, you got to get there. And on those close plays, if you don't play it all the time or not used to it, it's hard to, you're doing this, feeling for the bag, and trying to make sure you're doing all this. So, it's harder on the corners if you're not used to it. So we definitely do. We're good. I think we're a lot better than we have been, but practice would be good.
I'll tell you what I do want to talk about, Colin, before we wrap this puppy up. I'm dying to know what kind of team we are. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I click my little pen here. We lose.
Just taking notes.
Well, yeah. I'm like Bob Dole and something in my hand all the time. Bob Dole. We lose sometimes to some teams that we have no business losing to.
Yeah.
And in this calendar year, because let's call it from October to October because we didn't play them before. Mm-hmm. We beat the Royal Blue team. We know they're a good team in the tournament. We beat the Gold team who went on to play in the finals shorthanded. We didn't have a fourth girl. We only had three girls. We only had three outfielders. Beat them. We beat the Navy team this year. This red team is a good team. We've beaten the brown team. But then, like, you know, sorry if you're listening to this, but the orange team really isn't that great. We rarely lose to them. We lost to them. We lost to the green team, who we were crushing by a ton of runs. And the injury to Janet turned that whole thing around. What the hell?
It's all mental. I think the good teams, the ones that we know are good. I mean, the bar, we know they're good. We know we probably won't win, so we just go out there and play.
Yeah.
I think we put less pressure on ourselves. We're just kind of more relaxed. And I think with the bad teams, we kind of expect like we should be just destroying them.
Right.
And when we don't, when that LG inning starts happening, I think we it gets in our heads and we get the yips.
Right. Because, apologies again if anybody listens to this from other teams, but the Plaid team, I know for a fact, isn't very good. And I was really mad last Friday that we got rained out because I was like, man, I look across. I was like, man, look at those guys. I know we can beat them. But then there's a good chance that we could get the yips, and all of a sudden it's downhill.
All right, it's the good teams. We know we're probably not going to beat them, so there's no pressure. And I think the bad teams, sometimes there's too much pressure.
Yeah, but what I like too right now is on the website, the orange team hasn't reported that they beat us, so it like it's wins in a row. It says who do we beat first?
I have no idea.
Columbia Blue.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. Columbia Blue, and there's a blank space for that orange game. Navy. On a technicality, we beat black because they're no longer a team, and now we've beaten reds. That's like 4 straight W's.
Right.
When really we know that we had the one against orange. But on the website, it's WWW.
It's official on the website.
Yeah.
That's
where it matters.
That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, because there's teams that don't even report, and then they end up with bad records on the website. Because and that's where it matters in the seedings of the playoffs.
Yeah, I just I hope. Well, we'll talk about that when we get there. I just remember the epic run we made in the first round. And
I'll never forget that.
I'll never.
Yeah. I mean, here we are, almost a year later. I'll still talk about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if we go 0-2 this time, it's like, hey, remember last year when we were awesome? Hey, I beat you guys last year in the tournament.
It's because we didn't go to Five Guys. I think the year before we made that mistake. Five Guys and Chipotle, right?
Yeah, five Grease and Chipotle.
Yeah, that was. Don't do that. If you're in the tournament, other teams, if you're listening, maybe don't go there between.
Yeah, other teams can go wherever the hell they want. Lime green, bring your ass a sandwich.
Yeah.
Diet Coke. Although we all know I'd be drinking cherry Coke.
It's because it's the best. It's far superior.
So I need a cherry Coke now.
So do I.
Our vending machine down the way here is sold out of cherry Cocos and me. In the luxurious Lime Green Studios.
Very, very posh in here.
Spacious. Well, you remember the old Lime Green Studios? We were side by side.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a big step up.
Yeah, now I can fit multiple people here.
We're moving on up.
Oh, yes. To the east side. I don't even know if that's true. No, I guess to the south side. Here we are now going to the south side. Moby, represent.
Oh, I forgot about that one. That's a good one.
Well, I like Gwen Stefani, so that's the only reason I remember that song.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that song. That was my jam for a minute.
Yeah, that's not a bad song. I couldn't tell you another Moby song.
No, not at all.
No. Anyone out there listening?
I feel like I should, but I can't.
No. No. Okay, before we wrap this thing up, one more time. So we're not playing this weekend. Instead, we're having our fantasy football draft.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this, not so much because I like fantasy football. I suck at it. I like getting together outside of softball.
Yeah, and we haven't, I don't think we've been able to do that as much this year.
We haven't because
so it'll be good.
We have a lot of weekday games, and then Amy's working a lot of overtime, so I go pick up the kids, and then, whatever. You have to go home, put your kids to bed.
Yeah.
Janet wants to go home for whatever, to watch Big Brother and shit. So yeah, sadly we have not had any side. We haven't even gone to have dinner together as a team or nothing lately.
Yeah, last season we went I feel like at least twice a month.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Yeah, and I love that stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's why I was disappointed. when we went to Glory Days. I mean, I was happy Amanda came. Like Amanda, Tim, and I had. Oh, yeah, Tim's in that interview too, by the way. Oh no, actually, at this point you've already heard it, so you know that. Screw it.
Continuity.
The most professional podcast in the history of podcasts. Anyway, but I had a good time because it's just nice to talk to people outside of the thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to it.
If the tree didn't fall in my neighbor's car, I probably would have came to Glory Days as well. But I had to get home. And
Tree
make sure
fell on your neighbor's.
Yeah.
Well, the rain was savage.
Oh yeah.
When we left, I know
Dude, it looked like a tornado ripped through my little town.
Jeez.
The whole main street was out of power. There was trees down everywhere, so I had to get home and make sure they were okay. Otherwise, I'd have been there.
I thought maybe not scared her away, but bored her away because Rachel didn't come. Because I left the park. I had to go get the kids. I pulled into the drive. My parents' house is right down the street. I didn't leave my car for like 15 minutes.
All right.
Because I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm going to put the kids in the car like this at all." And by the time I got to the restaurant, it was just Amanda and Tim there. She's like, Rachel didn't come. Something about her kid being ill or whatever. So yeah, that's fine. But I just figured since she lives the furthest away, she drove all this way.
Right.
She might as well come. But it is what it is. But anyway, fantasy football. We're going to have the same 8 teams we had last year. So it's you and me, Amy, Janet, Bobby, Brent, Amanda, and Derek. I guess Derek's going to phone it in or whatever because he's too busy copping cop life nowadays. Plus, I think he lives in Hartford County.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit of a hike.
I think it's something like that. I know he doesn't live nearby here.
Right. Yeah, it's a haul.
Yeah, we're definitely going to add Adam and Rachel, and Allison is thinking about joining. But that would be an 11th team, so we would need to either add a 12th or get rid of somebody. Me. Maybe Amy should just be a team.
We could bribe Banky into coming back and play.
Oh, I don't know what his problem is. He has no desire to. He's one and done. Like he won the championship and now he's out.
Well, maybe he wanted to just go out on top.
Yeah. I have to bring Brent's trophy so he can get his one picture with it, and then just take it right back. Again, the only person that's ever had the trophy for a long period of time is Amy because she lives at the house.
All right.
It's been sitting there. Matt got his picture last year at our draft, and that was the last he saw of it. And if you remember, this trophy was the trophy I had for my terrible tournament that no one won. So it's not even like a fantasy football trophy. It's just a trophy I had laying around.
Repurposed.
Yeah, this thing will work.
Hey, whatever works.
I have no intention of winning fantasy football.
I have intentions. It just hasn't worked out for me yet.
Why don't I ever win, Colin?
You have too many rules.
Thank you.
You can't draft certain players from certain teams. What are some of the other rules? I feel like you have at least 5.
Well, yeah. I definitely won't draft any Steelers, any Bengals, any Browns, or any Redskins. Now, I did pick up Roethlisberger one year on the waiver wire because he was killing it, and I just didn't want no one else to have him. So that was just more of being petty because he was crushing it. Sometimes I'll draft criminals just to have the all criminal team. I guess I gotta have a theme for my teams.
You got to give your team a little bit of an edge, I guess.
Well, that helped me one year in hockey. I think I brought it up at the field one time. We were playing hockey, and Tim was the commissioner of that league. And for some reason, that fool made penalty minutes and face-off wins a positive category. Neither one of those categories should have even been in it,
right,
let alone a positive category. So I drafted a bunch of goons, and I drafted people who are just ridiculously good at face-offs because there's some people that are a lot better than others.
Right.
And I had the penalty minutes. The penalty minutes alone was what helped me win. I had 1,000 more penalty minutes than the next closest person.
Wow!
And I won by over 1,000 points.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
that's a great strategy, though. If you're,
there was this guy on the Capitals named Dave Steckel, career third, fourth line kind of guy. Never. I mean, I liked him, right? But his whole shtick, he was good at faceoffs. If the Caps were winning, or even losing, and they had to draw in their zone, they would put him on the first line just to win the faceoff, and then as soon as they won the faceoff, he'd go right to the bench and then switch out for the other side. That was his shtick. Right. They needed the possession of the puck.
Right.
I took him on my team. So I met him one year at the Caps practice thing, and I was like, dude, I'm actually legitimately a big fan of yours, but you've probably never heard this before. You're on my fantasy team. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah, man, face-offs are a stat in our league. Oh man, you're probably the first person that's ever put me on their team.
He's probably the had percentage owned in fantasy.
Yeah,
he was probably like 0.5%, if that.
Yeah, but that was the only because also in hockey it's like baseball. You gotta do it every damn day.
Right.
And around Christmas, everyone kind of like it gets busy and shit.
Yeah.
I had a cheap ass app that you just shake it and it'll set your optimal lineup up.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah. So all I had to do was wake up in the morning, shake the phone, and I was good to go.
I'm gonna have to look into that, see if there's one for the NFL.
Well, yeah, but the football one is easy too. You just do it. Now it's Thursdays, occasional Saturdays, Sunday, Monday. Maybe your guy got hurt.
Well, that's the good thing about being slow at work is, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because I finished last, I think last year, and like next to last before. I get too crazy with my gambles in the waiver wire, I think. But the great thing about having too much time is I can really hone my fantasy lineup.
Yeah. The year that Amy won our league, she started to pick up overtime shifts, working overnight, and all you do is sit there and watch the patients, make sure they don't die or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's.
And so she'd just be sitting on a chair,
right,
and everyone else is asleep, and she, I think it was Beckham because I guess he was a rookie or whatever,
right.
And Matt was going to pick him up, and she had the number 1 pick on the waiver wire, and she picked his ass up, and I'll have to ask him because I know he's still pissed about it to this day. I think she forgot who it was, but it was someone like Odell Beckham Jr.
Right.
And because she was at work just overnight and everyone was asleep, picking up her team.
It helps.
It does help.
I'm gonna have to do that when Bryce wakes up at like 2:00 in the morning now. Just, okay. Wait for him to fall asleep and perfect my lineup. Get in there while everybody's sleeping. Get my waiver wire picks in.
I expect Bobby and Brent to show up with their iPads and their computers and their phones at this little whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Their fantasy office. Meanwhile, I'm just like,
Brent might bring a secretary with him. He's like that prepared.
He takes it super serious.
He does.
Hey, to his credit, he did win last year too.
I had nothing but like the sheets I printed out at work for everybody, the player list.
I just see a name. I'm like, yeah, I'll take this guy.
Right, and I looked, but the year before that, I went over it. Last year, nothing.
Right.
I had nothing prepared. I didn't look at the player list once, and I didn't even bring it.
Right.
Because I thought, because we did it at, what was it, the Turtle?
Green Turtle, yeah.
I thought they would at least have, something like that, or,
Well, that's part of my problem, too, is that I was not only drafting for my own self, I was running that board.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a chance to look at who was what and whatever. And I didn't want to take up too much time either. So I just pick a name and stick it up on the board.
Right.
I can't promise it's going to be any better than that. But, good luck to Brent and to everybody else. Because I'm not winning. I know that.
No, I know I'm not either. I get too crazy. I'm a waiver wire addict. I spend way too much time on the waiver wire. And
thank goodness we don't have one of those leagues where you paid money.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't. I'm in one paid league, but it's just to get in. I can't imagine the auction leagues and stuff. It's too much.
My friend Jason talked me into playing. He had an open spot, and he talked me into playing one of those ones where you got to pay. So I paid my money, and I'm not going over what I paid. I'm not adding extra money for waiver pickups. If my guy gets hurt, oops, I'll just sub in who I have on the bench. That's it.
Yeah, that's too intense.
Yeah. So if Rachel listens to this, it's not that serious because I know she's a little leery about playing. It's not that serious. Just pick,
She was leery about playing short though too, and she did a great job. So
yeah.
She I think she'll be fine.
Hey, Amanda was leery about fantasy football last year. She's fine. Janet had no idea 2 years ago. So it's always someone's first time.
Right.
And that's why I'm glad it's with us. Other than Brent,
right?
We don't take it too serious.
Besides, Bobby and Brent, I think everybody else is just kind of all right, if I win, be nice, but
Yeah.
Well, if I have time to look at my lineup thoroughly, that's cool. If I don't,
right. And more power to Bobby and Brent for taking it serious too. They want to win. I'm sure they have quality fantasy profiles on Yahoo that they want to maintain.
Right.
I know I don't. I'm just there to see you guys.
Right.
I'm there to hang out with.
I mean, I do, but I'm in a paid league that takes priority.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lose my money. I
Right.
try to win it back.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that the Lime Green Fantasy Football League is low on their totem pole of priorities.
Yeah.
So, where are we at now? That's a pretty good show. Pretty loaded. We had multiple personalities on here. We had you, Rachel, Adam, Jen, Amanda, Tim, Banky.
It's a good mix. I liked it.
Random red guy whose name I did not catch.
Yeah. And that dude talked to us for like a half hour after the game.
Yeah. Just what I recorded is not all he said. There was definitely more after that too. Plus, and then you and I walked to our cars, and there was a huddle of them.
Yeah.
Over there talking to us more about it.
Oh, there was one other play that I forgot to bring up.
Okay.
I remember you talking like 2 weeks ago about Melissa when she played. She would kind of take these like zigzag patterns to first base, and I felt I did that. I remembered, and it was, I don't know how I made it. I thought for sure I was out. It must have been one of those plays where it got just stuck. I don't know what happened. It stayed in the infield. And I remembered, I'm probably not going to make it. I'm going to try. I think I lost my balance. So I started veering to the left.
Okay.
I did like a half circle halfway down first base, righted myself, and kept going. I don't know how I made it. Because I ran probably twice as long as I should have. Well, I had one of the Melissa plays.
Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that too, because I guess I have my vision going in separate directions. When I would come over to cover first base, I noticed that a lot of them, I'm putting the pen out for effect, by the way, would not run in a straight line. Like, this is the base path.
Right.
They would definitely run closer to where I was than being straight on the bag. I'm like, what the hell? Why don't you line yourself up a little better?
Right.
So a lot of them did that. They were running to the left of the base path instead of running down the line.
Right.
I couldn't get what the hell's going on.
I don't know. The sniper almost got me in my case. I almost went down. That was purely just to keep myself from looking like too much of a fool. Actually, and I still made it by some miracle, so it all worked out.
Okay, you know what? We'll end it on this. You said sniper. Because I'm running from second to third, and when my Achilles tightened, because I'm not a doctor, I still don't know what the hell even happened to me. But when I experienced the pain, I almost went down too. Mm-hmm. But I kind of saw the bag there, but I could feel the ball coming in.
Right.
So I saw the guy in position, and I pretty much yelled, "Do it! Do it now!" for him to tag me, because I was like, "There's no way I'm going to hit the third base." But I pretty much encouraged him to tag me. It's like, "Do it!" Because I know that's our classic Arnold quote. "Do it now! Kill me now!"
Yeah, the sniper was out though. It got Adam. It didn't get me. So.
Oh, the sniper got him.
Yeah,
almost got me.
He got sniped.
Yeah,
on that when he tried to stretch for first.
All right. On that Target note, we are. Didn't you used to work at Target too? So,
I did.
Yeah, there you go. So that all comes full circle.
You mean hell?
Yeah, I like Target. Bobby loves Target.
It's nice to shop there, not to work there.
All right. So this has been another episode of the Limelight. Not a good one, but it is another episode.
I think it's better than last week.
I am always so hard on them. If people didn't listen to these things, I wouldn't make them.
Right.
No, that's crap.
You still would.
I still would.
You're a liar. You still would. And if you didn't, I would get on you for not doing it.
I like hearing my own voice talking about it. I mean, even though I yammer and I talk quickly, you should hit the slow down 1x button when you listen to my podcast. It was probably listen like a normal person talking. Amy had a podcast for Disney, and she put it on for me to hear the points or whatever. I'm like, these people aim. I was like, I'm an expert on talking fast or too quickly. They are talking way too fast. And she goes, no, that's just how they talk. And I look over, you have the 1x button sped up. And then
she was fast forwarding it.
She had no idea that it was talking one speed too fast. And then you hit the other button and it's normal voices. I'm like, see, there you go.
That is great.
Yeah. All right. So for Colin, Mr. Richard Sherman Award winner, Richard Sherman Limey Award winner, former MVP.
I'm making another run for it this year. I think I'm on a good track.
Well, it's hard when you don't have perfect attendance either. Jan and I are pretty much going to nail MVPs this year.
Well, I mean, I missed one game.
Well, but I haven't missed any, so.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I keep saying we're going to end it on that.
Dude, we're just never going to end.
We're never going to
say this 10 more times.
Janet. Okay, so we were gonna. I was trying to get the doubleheader for this past weekend, and she's always the first person I text because I know that she's not on Facebook. So I always text her first, and then I'll ask you guys. And she says, "No, I can't because it was actually her brother-in-law's birthday. They already had plans." She goes, "What about my perfect attendance?" And I was really upset about it too. Then the Grinch smile came up my face, and I'm like, "Oh, but then I'll be the only person in perfect attendance."
And when I missed, I thought to myself that thought too. I was like, "Oh no," because I was trying to shoot for the perfect too. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm out of the running. This is unacceptable."
The Grinch
It killed me.
Well, and then when Adam missed the game because he said he wasn't no bitch, that's now become our saying between me and Jan and I. I'm sure other people too, but I'm not missing no games. I ain't no bitch. And then the very next game he missed it because he couldn't keep track of what day it was.
Right.
So at least I'll win male perfect attendance.
That's acceptable, I guess.
I have to win perfect attendance.
I can let that one go.
I mean, could you imagine?
But I just want to win everything. So I'm saying that's fine. I guess that I don't win that one.
Also, it's pretty sad too when I'm like, perfect attendance is an award now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how the Lime Greed is.
I did give Bobby an award once for least attendance.
Least attendance.
Yeah. A Limey Award winner, and in perfect form or whatever you want to call it, he was not there to accept this award.
That's beautiful. You couldn't plan it any better than that. You really couldn't.
Worst attendance. Okay, so now I'm really going to end it for Colin and all his accolades, for me being humble. Hashtag humble AF. This has been the Limelight. Thank you for listening.